16-54450, Kristen Williams and Jacob Hughes. Ma'am, your name?
Kelly Ratton.
All right.
I'm Kristen's mom.
You know if she was planning to appear for the hearing?
As far as I know, she was.
She's not in the Zoom meeting here, and I've not received notice that she's checked in the courthouse. I'll go check the hallway. No, there's nobody out there.
Oh, would you like me to try to call her?
Yeah, I suppose.
I will try to give her a call real quick. No, she works third shift, so she may have slept. Sorry, I cannot get a hold of her. I don't know why.
Well, we'll proceed. Matter was set for 1 o'clock. It's quarter after.
Absolutely.
Notice went out by the court. Gould, let's address that show cause first. What led to the show cause being filed?
The show cause was filed, I believe, November 3rd of last year by my client. Mother had primary physical custody of Emma. She actually did have Emma living with her in September of 2022. Emma had actually lived with father from January till June of 2022, but she was back living with mother in the summer and the early fall. Mother then reached out to father and said she could not take care of Emma anymore. And instead of letting father have her again, as she had done earlier in the year, she said she was sending Emma to live with Miss Ratton, who's here on Zoom, in Florida. And father was given no, say in the matter. She said that that's where she's going. I think she ended up down in Florida around October 2nd of 2022. And when father understood that that was going to be a permanent change and not just a visit, that's when he filed the show cause, because her residence had been moved out of the state without the court's verdict.
All right. And what order is that? That's not in any of the orders. With legal custody, I don't even know that that determination is necessary, is it?
Michigan Court Rule 3.211. An order has to state that the child cannot move its residence outside of the state without the judge's permission.
Yeah, no, that's been interpreted in case law, though, to exclude cases with sole legal custody. All right, well, I'll keep that in mind, that was the basis for the show cause. Ms. Williams is here now.
Sorry, I was sleeping. I worked all night.
Yeah. Okay. And so, Mr. Gould, your client's requested a change of custody at this time. Is that correct?
That is correct. I mean,
all right.
Separate from the show cause reason, father did have Emma living with him exclusively from January of 2022 through the end of the school year. And then again, with mother stating that she was unable to care for Emma beginning in the fall and transferred Emma down to Florida. We would much rather have Emma living with her father than with Greg.
All right. And Ms. Williams, what's your response to that request?
No, because he literally is only a dad when he wants to be. When she was there last, she came home and told me that she was touched by her cousin while being with her dad.
Your Honor, we're going to object to any kind of hearsay that is brought up.
Okay, just tell me what you know, ma'am.
That he doesn't give her medication. I have physical proof of that.
What medication does she require?
She takes a pill every night. She has inhalers. She has a nose spray.
It's for her asthma and allergies, sir.
All right, Ms. Ratton, I need you to be quiet at this point. I'm hearing from Ms. Williams.
Okay, sorry.
She's the party to the case. I'll let you stay on here because the child's with you, but you can't speak unless somebody calls you as a witness, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, Ms. Williams, go ahead.
She has all this medication for her asthma that he doesn't give to her. She's come back from his house filthy.
All right.
And then when she did come back with me, he disappeared for 3 months at a time again.
But the child's not living with you, right?
And not at this moment. No, she went with my mother because I wanted her to get an education where she'd get a good education. And now he's fighting 4 months later, now he's going to fight about it.
But you gotta understand, the law doesn't allow you to send the child with a third party without, over the other party's objection.
He didn't object.
He did, Your Honor. He filed his motions.
File the motion.
He didn't object till just now. She's been there since October of 2022.
Okay, well, the motion was filed at the beginning of December, so.
And the show cause was filed early November.
The show cause was filed before that, so he did object to it. And
It's because he has a problem. It's because he has a problem with my mother, and that is exactly why he doesn't want her down there. And she's perfectly happy down there in Florida.
Okay, but you got to understand, there are two parents. You don't get to make all the choices.
He hasn't been a parent. He has not been a parent at all.
It sounds like the child was living with him from January to June of last year.
No, she was not.
Well, no, where did she live?
She came back to me in like April. We were in court. We went to court in front of you. I don't even remember when it was, but we went in court in front of you before about that situation because he got mad because I told her she needed to come home.
That was in 2018.
That's the last time she's lived with him.
2018?
Yeah.
4 years ago?
When he was trying to get me for child support because she was at his house.
Why doesn't the child live with you? You're the custodian. You're the custodial parent on paper.
Because I was going through a hard time. I have medical issues myself, so I was going through a hard time. So I let her go with my mother where she was going to be taken care of properly.
All right, but you got to understand, you don't get to make that determination on your own.
How not? I have full physical and legal custody of her.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have any rights. It means you get to make decisions regarding medical care and education and things like that, but you don't get to determine that she can live with a third party over the other parent without a court.
He's not being her parent though. He hasn't been her parent for a long time. Like, I don't know what you guys don't understand about that.
Further, Your Honor, my client
You don't need to yell and scream. It kind of sounds like you're going off the rails here. I mean,
I'm not yelling and screaming. I just want you all to see that he doesn't care.
All right, Mr. Gold, I'm going to swear your client, and you can ask him some questions.
Your Honor, before my client testifies, I would like to call Samantha Arendado. That would be my client's girlfriend.
Where's she at?
She's here in my room. Here, all right, ma'am. Would you please state your full name, please?
Samantha Nicole Arredondo.
You are currently dating Jacob Hughes. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when did you begin your romantic relationship with him?
Around Easter of last year.
Easter of last year. So March, April of last year. Okay. And when you first started dating Jacob, were you familiar with his daughter, Emma Lou?
Yes.
And where was Emma Lou living at the time that you started dating?
At her grandma's house, where he was residing to, which is Jacob's mother's house.
So am I right in saying that she was living with Jacob and Jacob was living with his mother?
Correct.
And do you know how long Emma had been staying with Jacob at that time when you started dating him?
I knew that Emma was there since December, since the year before.
And how do you know that?
Just by his mom telling me, his dad telling me, and Jacob telling me.
Was Emma enrolled in school when you first came on the scene?
Yes.
And how do you know she was enrolled there?
I physically saw her.
So your testimony is that you saw Emma at the school.
Yes.
Do you know where she was enrolled in school when she was living with mother?
No. We found out.
No,
Why does it matter where she was enrolled when she was with me?
Ma'am, be quiet.
Can I say that?
No, you can't. You can lodge an objection if you feel that there is a legal objection to a question or an answer. But
Well,
I need you to be quiet. I need you to be quiet for now. I'll give you a chance to cross-examine the witness and a chance to testify. So, but the only thing you can say now is if you have a legal objection to a question or answer.
Well, I object to the hearsay because she said that she heard it from Jacob and his mom, and
Okay.
that's
that
hearsay,
part,
right?
That part was hearsay. The part where she saw the child at school is certainly not hearsay. So, Mr. Gold, continue.
Thank you. For the record, Your Honor, I would argue that the information that she heard from Jacob himself is also not hearsay because he is a party. Moving on.
Jacob, yes, from his mother, it would be hearsay.
Correct. Were you told by Jacob at any point that Emma had attended a different school before you entered Emma's life?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
All right, that's fine.
No.
So you are now living with Jacob, is that correct?
Yes.
And at any time did Emma live with you?
She was at my house, which is where Jacob lives with me at my house. Yes, Emma has been to my house. She has her own room.
Where, when was she at your house?
After Jacob and I became together, on the weekends when we would have her, during the time that we would have her. So we got together Easter. So anytime there between the end of the school year, if we had her, which was almost every weekend.
So,
except for Mother's Day weekend, she was with Kristen.
So I'm a little confused then. So when did Jacob move into your home? Was it after the school year?
The end of April.
So when he moved in, was Emma living with him at the time? Yes. So Emma actually lived in your house.
I didn't hear her answer that question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Emma moved in with us.
Okay. So when Jacob moved into your home, he brought Emma with him and she moved in with you.
Yes.
Okay. So when was it that Emma left Jacob's care and went back to Mother's?
After the school year. So June 8th, when the school year ended.
You're going to speak up just a little bit
When
louder.
the school year ended.
Okay. And that's the 21-22 school year, correct? That ended approximately when?
I do believe it was like June 7th, possibly the 9th.
So Emma had been living with Jacob from the moment that you started dating him around Easter. And then she did not return home to live with Mother exclusively until after the school testimony?
Yes.
Okay. You'd also mentioned that Emma was with Mother on Mother's Day. And is that correct?
Yes.
Did Mother have any other kind of visits with Emma during the time that Jacob had Emma?
That was the only time that I remember.
No, that wasn't.
School year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what led to Emma returning to Mother's care in June?
She said that school was done and she wanted to have her. So she asked, so we brought her up there and gave her to Kristen.
And when you say brought her up there, where?
We drove to where Kristen resides now with her girlfriend at Abby's house. I do believe that's St. Cloud.
Okay. So you physically took Emma to Mother's home at the time.
Yeah.
And then did Father have any parenting time that you're aware of after that during the summer?
Yes, we would see Emma on Thursdays. We would pick up Emma from Kristen's mom, Kelly, in Sand Lake for the baseball fields. And then we would have her for a few hours. And then we would drop her back off until we were like that until July, the week of July 22nd. We went up to the UP as a family on a family trip.
And when you say as a family, did that include Emma?
That was including Emma and also my two.
You have two children yourself?
Yes, I have two.
You have physical or legal custody of them?
I have 100% custody of both physical and soul.
Okay. And were there any safety concerns for Emma while she was in Jacob's care with you? Any dangerous things happen? Any medical concerns?
Not for Jacob, no, because we were giving her the asthma, the medication, the pills, and we always made sure that we had that and gave that back to Kristen or Kelly The only concern that I saw was Kristen's phone call. It
And-
was randomly at 1 a.m. in the morning.
And when was this phone call?
This was before we left in July, so early July-ish. She called and she said that she was unable to deal with the situation at her home and she could not deal with Emma any longer. She told us to come and get Emma because she was going to take some pills.
I object. That's hearsay. Thank you, because that's not true.
You hear,
Not hearsay, you're a party to the case, ma'am. She can testify about what you told her. I'll let you testify to it too, if you want to clarify or say that the conversation was otherwise, but it's not hearsay, so I'll overrule the objection.
thank you, Your Honor. So when you said she was going to take some pills, is that what you said?
Yes,
And who was she?
Kristen.
Kristen was going to take some pills. What did you interpret that to mean?
My mind went straight to get up, and Jacob it was 1 o'clock in the morning. So he just answered it, put it on speakerphone, and she was in tears. I said, go, tell her we're coming now. That was my reaction.
Okay. And as what did you interpret I'm going to take some pills to mean? What did you think that meant?
That could have been drugs. It could have been sleeping pills. It could have been anything.
Did you interpret this to be a suicidal attempt? Or
Yes.
at least a threat of suicide?
Yes,
So did you or Jacob go up and get Emma?
we both did.
Okay. And this was before the trip to the UP, correct? At what point did Emma return home to mother's house then? Because obviously she didn't commit suicide.
Correct. We returned her.
Before the school year?
Yes. Yeah, we returned her on our way home, which was the 25th of July.
Okay.
Yeah, so when we were coming back from our trip, Kristen said, hey, can you guys drop her off? I want her home now.
Did you specifically have any safety concerns for Emma at that point?
I had concerns of whereabouts of mentally how Kristen was doing still, and it wasn't my business to ask, but I mean, yeah, I did have concerns, okay, what type of mindset is Kristen in? Does she need us to take care of her a little bit longer? Or is there any way I can help?
After that trip to the UP and after Emma was returned to mother, was Emma seeing Jacob or coming to your house for his alternating weekend parenting time?
No, at that point in time, she was like, you guys can see her whenever I tell, say, go. And the last time we physically saw her from that was we asked to have her for the first weekend of October for Cedar Springs Red Flannel Festival. And that's when we went to Emma's birthday party at Kelly's house. And we got notified.
Kelly was living in Michigan.
Correct.
At that time. She was not living in Florida, she was, when you said you went to Kelly's house, you did not go to Florida.
No.
So what date was that again?
The first weekend in October.
That's the last time that you saw Emma? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's the last
so
time.
You never saw her again after that.
Correct.
Were you present when Jacob found out that Emma was going to Florida?
Yes.
Did you were a part of that phone call?
That was not a phone call.
Oh, what was that?
That was at Kelly's house for the birthday party, and Kristen was there. And Kristen said, yeah, tell your mom where you're going. Tell your dad where you're going. And that's how we found out that Emma and Kelly were going to Florida.
That's who told you that?
Kristen. And they made Emma tell us.
No, Emma didn't tell you.
And then, so Kristen said those things. And did Jacob say anything?
No, and nor did I.
Why didn't you say anything?
I was just speechless on the fact that things were just not discussed.
Okay. Did Kristen give a reason as to why Emma was moving to Florida?
She did say that she feels that right now she would be the best interest for Emma to have her be with Kelly. And we were just like speechless at that.
Did she-
Just shocked.
Did she explain anything about her housing or her employment or her mental status, anything like that?
She said that things at the home were still not as okay as what they wanted to be, and that she didn't have a job, but she wanted to attempt to find a job.
Okay. And this was all the first weekend of October. Had Emma been enrolled in school up until that point? Do you know?
I would have assumed that she was enrolled in Cedar Springs, but when Jacob got the phone call asking where Emma was at, that's when I realized, where is Emma going to school at?
You on the Cedar Springs campus, did you see Emma at school in Cedar Springs?
No,
But mom wasn't living in the Cedar, correct?
no.
So were you part of that phone call when called Jacob and asked where Emma was?
I was not part of it, but I was standing right next to Jacob when he got 2 of the phone calls from the schools.
Okay. Have you heard anything from mother since Emma went down to Florida? Has she contacted you and or Jacob about like Emma's coming back in January, or Emma's coming back at the end of the school year, or any sort of plans that mom has had for Emma?
No, we have not had any contact. At Kelly's house, she said that she was going to be going to school for the school year down in Florida. She would be with Kelly.
Have you seen Jacob able to FaceTime or call Emma while she's been down in Florida?
Yes.
And how often do you see him do that?
He typically will try to do it once or twice throughout the week. He does work second shift, so most of the times that we do get to speak to Emma are on the weekend.
Okay. And has grandmother, who currently has Emma, has she ever denied a request to FaceTime?
No, nope. She's been super great about like, hey, I'm at work, or hey, I'm on my way home from work. I gotta pick up Emma from daycare, or she's not here right now. She'll be there in an hour. She's been cooperative in everything.
Okay. And you're on those phone calls too when Jacob gets to see Emma?
Yeah.
And do you have any concern about Emma's immediate safety down in Florida at this point?
No.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like the court to be aware of that I haven't already asked you? No? I have no further questions, Connor.
So Ms. Williams, if you have any questions, you can ask Ms. Arredondo any questions you might have at this time.
I don't have any questions for anybody.
All right, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Gould?
All right, my next witness is Jacob Hughes, Your Honor. Sir, you are Jacob Anthony Hughes, correct?
Yes.
And you are the legal father of Emma Lou Hughes?
Yes.
And there is a current court order that awards you supervised parenting time of Emma Lou every other weekend. Is that your understanding? That's the current court order?
Yes.
Have you and Miss Williams been strictly abiding by that order, or have you taken other parenting time with Emma?
I've taken other parenting times with Emma.
Okay, let's just talk about 2022 for a moment. I know that Samantha had just testified that Emma was living with you. Was that correct?
Yes.
When did Emma come to live with you?
End of December, 1st of January.
That's January 2022, like about a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did she come about to live with you? What was the conversation between you and Miss Williams?
I don't remember what the conversation was exactly about, but it was just in the best interest for Emma to go to school because she'd be at school every day.
Was there concern that she wouldn't be at school every day where she was previously attending school?
Yes.
What was that concern? Why wasn't she attending school?
She didn't have a way to get Emma to school and back home from school.
And you were okay with this, with Emma coming to live with you?
Yes.
Did Kristen give you all of the medications that Emma was supposed to be taking?
Yes.
And then did you distribute those accordingly?
I gave her pills every day, and even on the bottle, one of them said taken as needed, and I called her doctor to make sure that's how it was supposed to be, and her doctor said yes, it's not an everyday inhaler. And so I wasn't giving her that one every day, it was just as needed.
Okay. And so Emma's living with you. You live in the school district?
Yes.
And so you enrolled her.
Yes.
What was her attendance like while she was in?
She was at school every day unless she was sick.
And you are employed?
Yes.
Where are you employed at? Okay, and what is your job there?
I'm a custodian. I work nights.
That's how you met Miss Arendano.
Yep.
You work nights, so were you able to see Emma at school at all?
Yes. During like the parent-teacher conferences, her teacher has told me that she was not being nice to other students, mocking the teacher, and she thought it would be better if I could stop in there towards the end of the day and see her and see if that changes, and it did. With me stopping in there and seeing Emma at school towards the end of the day, her attitude changed a lot.
Miss Williams had stated earlier in this hearing that you guys had been in front of the court in April of 2022 to discuss this sort of thing. Was that true to your knowledge? You
No.
not had any kind of court dealings?
Nope.
Whether in front of the referee or... Is it true that Emma was living with you throughout the entirety of the January or the second half of the school year for 2022?
Yes.
All right. So then school lets out in end of May, early June. Was Emma still living with you then?
Yes.
And at some point, Emma went to go live with Miss Williams again, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me about how that transaction, how did that occur?
It was the end of the school year, and Kristen wanted her back, so we made the arrangements for me to take her back to Kristen. And at that point, I brought her to her friend Abby's house, which is up in Big Rapids, Paris area, and dropped her off. It's an hour drive.
You say you dropped her off at Miss Williams' friend's house.
Yes.
Why didn't you drop her off at Miss Williams' house?
Because Miss Williams doesn't have a house.
Did Emma have any time with Miss Williams on Mother's Day?
Yes.
And where did you drop Emma off at that time?
I don't remember if I took her to Miss Williams or if she met me somewhere.
Other than Mother's Day, was there any other parenting time or visits with mom during the school year that you had?
During the school years, Kristen would come and get her, sometimes on the weekends, not every weekend. It was pretty much like every other weekend she came and got her.
Did Miss Williams ever make any statements that Emma Lou was unsafe, or she didn't like how Emma was being treated in your care, or anything like that?
She always accused me of not taking care of my kid, but I always took care of my kid. My kid was with me all the time unless I was at work.
Did she demand that Emma come and return to live with her?
That was after the school year.
But not during the school year?
No.
Okay. So then summer is going on. Emma was living with Miss Williams during the summer of 2022. And were you exercising any parenting time during that?
Up until our vacation, I seen her.
Okay. So that vacation was the end of July, correct?
Yes.
And so after that vacation, were you exercising any parenting time?
No, because Kristen got mad because I told her I had some concerns about where she was living with my daughter, and she told me she didn't care. I had to take her back there right now or she's calling the cops on me.
What were your concerns about where Emma was, or where Miss Williams was living with Emma?
It didn't look like a safe place to live.
Why not? Were there animals? Was there?
There was animals, the one dog, like every time I showed up there, that dog was chained up outside and didn't look very nice.
But you didn't file a motion
No,
at that point. We didn't have any
no,
specific
because
reason to say it was unsafe.
I was seeing her, and then, she like, oh, you can see her under my conditions now, and so.
Did you ever try to invoke the court order? Again, we talked about this. You're supposed to see her every other weekend.
Right.
And mom was denying you that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So then when did you learn that Emma was going to Florida?
The birthday party at Kelly's house.
In Michigan again. And you heard Samantha's testimony regarding that.
Yep.
Was that accurate? Is that how it went down?
Yeah. So Kristen goes, I'm gonna tell your dad where you're going with grandma. And my daughter refused. She would not tell me. And so Kristen turned around and said, oh, she's going to Florida with my mom. What am I supposed she's got full custody over. Like, I didn't know if I had a say in it.
Did you understand that she was going to be moving to
Yes.
Florida? Okay.
Yeah. And I got mad. I didn't say anything because it was my daughter's birthday, and I wasn't gonna cause a scene right there in front of everyone.
At the birthday party, did Miss Williams explain to you why she was moving to Florida? Why Emma was moving to Florida?
Because she couldn't take care of it.
What do you remember what she said? I mean, did she say those words, I can't take care of her, or did she stand on?
Kelly told me that she couldn't take care of her in a text message.
Did Miss Williams say anything about why Florida was?
It'd be in the best interest for Emma to go to Florida to have a better education.
Okay. At that time, where was Miss Williams living?
At her friend's Abby's house.
Okay. Had she been living exclusively at that friend Abby's house?
She's been there for maybe a year or two.
Okay. Was mother employed at that time? Do you know?
Not that I know of.
Has mother usually been consistently employed during the past couple of years?
No.
Did you ever tell Miss Williams that you did not want Emma to move to Florida?
Not face to face, but over text.
Okay.
Over phone calls.
And did she respond to that?
I don't care what you say.
Okay. So then that birthday party was the last time that you saw Emma?
Yes.
And when do you believe that she actually moved to Florida?
Sometime in October, like after her birthday. It was like that next Friday they left.
And that's when you, shortly thereafter is when you filed the motion for show cause, correct? You've not been able to see Emma since then at all?
Not personally.
Okay. You are doing FaceTime visits with her?
Yes.
And are those consistently happening?
Mainly on the weekends because I work second shift from 3 p.m. to 11:30 at night. So she's still at school when I go to work, and she's in bed when I get off work. I don't have time to stop and make a video call during work.
But you do call on the weekend?
Yes.
Have you been calling every weekend?
When I can, yes.
Okay. Do you have any physical ailments that would prevent you from providing any sort of care for her?
What?
Are you sick, or do you have any disabilities or anything that would mean that you're not physically able to care for her?
No.
No? Be fit to do that?
Yes.
Do you have any mental impairments that
Nope.
would prevent you? Okay. You said you're employed
Yep.
with school as a custodian.
Yep.
And what is your hourly rate there? Or your how much do you make?
29, I want to say.
Okay. And how long have you been working there?
So I previously switched over to schools. I've been at the schools for a year. I was at first working for, well, they lost the contract for, so the in-house, and I got hired in directly to public schools. So
okay.
I'm still there.
So you've always been working in the school.
Yeah.
You've just had different. Okay. But you've been consistently working.
Yes.
You are currently living with Miss Arredondo.
Yes.
And how long have you been living with her?
Beginning of April.
Okay. Prior to living with her, where were you living?
With my parents.
Has there ever been a time where you've been homeless or unable to provide a roof over Emma's head?
No.
Are you still willing to care for Emma exclusively? If you were, you're asking for primary physical custody at this point. Is that still your request?
Yes.
Has Miss Williams indicated anything since October about her ability to care for Emma?
Since October, like after October, no, but like before October, yes.
Okay. Explain that a little bit.
So it was the whole thing about what Samantha said about the 1 o'clock in the morning thing about taking the pills. I jumped up, drove up there at 1 a.m., got back home at like after 3 o'clock in the morning for getting my daughter because she wanted to take pills because she couldn't handle her friend Abby yelling at Kristen, yelling at my daughter, and she just had enough of it and she wanted to take pills. And I wasn't going to let my daughter be there.
Did you ever know Miss Williams, whether when you were in a relationship with her or after that, did you ever know her to have suicidal ideations before?
No. If she did, she never told me.
Okay. Also, at the beginning of this, in her opening statement, Miss Williams stated that you did not from January to June. Right? Do you know of any reason why she might be saying that? Like what she might be confusing something with, or you have?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions. Do you have anything else that you'd like to state to the court? No. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Williams, do you have any questions for Mr. Hughes?
Nope.
I have a couple. So, sir, an order was entered in 2018. I think that's the last order that governed parenting time or custody. And at that time, you were granted supervised parenting time. Do you recall why that was supervised?
I don't remember.
And you were granted parenting time on Saturdays from noon until 6. That's 4 years ago. 4.5 years ago. Have you exercised parenting time regularly over all of those years leading up to the current time frame that you're talking about?
So when you granted me that, the first weekend I picked up Emma, Kristen goes, "Oh, you can keep Emma down there. I'm going to come down and get her." And when she came down, she pretty much moved in at my parents' house and lived there for a whole year. And she got it off.
All right. So the two of you cohabitated in some respect for a period of time after that? All right. So you never really did the supervised parenting time then if the two of you were together. Because all three of you were together, right?
Right.
Well, all right.
We weren't dating, but she
I
was.
get it. So if that happened right after that order was entered, how long did she live there then?
She lived there for a year, and then she moved out, and then she came back and lived there for like another year and a half.
No.
Ma'am, I'll let you testify. Just be quiet. So if we're talking 4.5 years, for at least a couple of those years,
You lived at
you weren't together, but you were living in the same place.
Yes.
Okay. When did she move out of that place for good?
When she went to go live with her friend Abby.
And when was that?
I don't remember dates.
All right. So when she did that, did you have visitation after that?
Yes.
What was your visitation after that?
It was like every other weekend I had her.
Was it supervised or did you just have her on your own?
Well, I was living at my parents' house, so yeah, you can call it supervised.
Okay. I mean, you could come and go. It's not like she was enforcing
Right, yeah.
supervision requirement. That, or was she?
No, she was. Kristen never told me that someone had to be there with me. I always came and got her by myself, and she never had a problem with that.
Okay. And so you had weekends then for some period of time up until December of 2021.
Yes,
Child's 7 now, right?
yes.
So what grade she in?
Second,
Second grade?
first.
And where'd she go to first grade?
First grade was it was supposed to start at, but then she didn't go to school for like the first like 2-3 weeks, and then they turn around and got the file transferred to.
So she went to White part of the first grade year,
Yes,
and then she transferred to Cedar Springs in December when you got her, or January?
so
Your Honor, I think first grade is the grade that she's currently.
yeah, first grade is the grade she's currently in. She
All
went to young fives and in kindergarten. Fives, I want to say it was like part of the year. Kristen got mad, moved out, took Emma, and that was it. And then kindergarten, she came back to and end of December, 1st of January.
All right, but she didn't go to school the first part of that year?
I don't remember what happened there. Why we changed, like.
So when you got her in December of last year, not 2022, but 2021, did you have to transfer her from a school to, did you just sign her up for?
I just signed her up for.
So she had not been going to school the entire.
Probably not. I don't know.
I'm not asking questions I already know the answer to. I'm trying to find out what's going on.
Kristen had her for that first semester. I had her for the second.
Okay, was she in school in that first semester? Sir, I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't know if she was. I just signed her up, and the school did everything else.
So you're not sure if she was in school in the fall of 2021 or not?
Yes.
When you got her in December or January, you signed her up for Cedar Springs and she finished out the school year there.
Yes.
Did she go to school every day?
Yes.
Did she do relatively well?
Yes. That's when I was stopping in and seeing her during school.
Okay. And that was kindergarten then?
Yes.
Okay. And did they recommend that she move on to first grade?
Yes.
Okay. Even though she may have missed some or all of the first half of the year?
Yes. She was doing really good in school.
Okay. How was her behavior?
For the first, couple of weeks, it was bad. But when I started popping in there and seeing her and all that, then, her attitude changed. Like, I didn't go in there every day, but like, it was like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I stopped in there and I seen her until it was time for her to go to the bus.
Okay.
And her teacher was perfectly fine with that.
I'm sorry. How was her behavior at home?
At home, it was fine. You listen.
Explain her medical condition to me, or what she require medication for. Mom made an allegation that you didn't give her medication that she requires. Explain that to me.
I gave her medicine as it said on the bottle.
Okay, what does she have? What condition does she require the medication for?
She's got asthma.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
So what medication is she prescribed for asthma?
There's a pill. There's 2 inhalers in her nasal, but one of the inhalers says take as needed, not every day.
All right, so the pill is every day?
Yes.
Did you give it to her every day?
Yes.
One inhaler is every day?
Yes.
And you gave her a puff every day?
It's like 2 puffs in the morning, 2 puffs at night, and yes, she got it.
She got those? Okay.
And the nasal was every day, every night.
And she got that every day?
Yes.
Every night? Okay. And then the second inhaler, she only got that if she had a bad reaction to something?
If she was coughing real hard or breathing real hard, she got it.
Okay. All right.
Because I was doing what the doctor told me, not what Kristen told me.
Okay. Well, that's good. Any other condition that she has that requires attention or medication?
Not that I know of. Kristen doesn't tell me everything.
You feel like you have a pretty good bond with your child?
Yes.
Explain that. What makes you say that?
She always likes to come to see me. She's always happy when, right now when I'm video chatting her. She likes being around me.
What kind of fun stuff did you guys do when she was living with you for those 6 or 7 months?
When I was at my parents' house, we played outside. When I had my parents' quad running, we went for rides on that. When I was started living with Sam, we went to the trampoline park. We go for trips. We go to the lake.
She yell and scream, splash around, have a good time when she's with you, doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
She's not all withdrawn or hesitant about being with you or anything like that?
No.
So you said she does well in school. She old enough to probably didn't have any homework last year that you had to really do with her, or did she?
It was just like reading.
You read to her?
Huh?
You read to her or read with her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Reading and, learning her, ABCs and, counting and all that.
Do you have a meal schedule? Are you kind of on your own for food or what?
I would make her food.
You made her food? Did you make her breakfast?
Cereal.
Did she get school lunch or did you make a lunch for her every day?
She had school lunch.
Okay. How about dinner?
Well, when I was living at my mom's house, it was whatever my mom made for dinner. Or if she didn't make anything, it's chicken nuggets or pizza rolls or ramen noodles.
What about in your house? Well, you were gone because you were working the second shift, right?
Right. So it's whatever Sam made them for dinner.
Other than her asthma, did she have any health issues when she was in your care that required
No.
attention? No? Okay. She got plenty of clothes, toys, stuff she
Yes.
needs? Yep. Toothbrush, hairbrush, all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
What was your understanding of why Kristen asked her to live with you in December of 2021?
Just figured it's too much for her to handle.
That's what she told you? Word for word or something?
No, that's not what she told me, but that's what I kind of figured because why else would she ask me to have Emma?
Yeah, what'd she tell you?
I don't exactly remember.
Okay. You got any kind of criminal record?
No,
You ever been investigated for child abuse or neglect?
no.
Do you know if the child would like to live with you?
I'm sure she would like to.
Has she said that in so many words, or are you just assuming?
She's happy when she's with me. Why wouldn't she want to not live with me?
When the child was with you for those 6 months or so at the beginning of last year, did you make sure that she could have contact with her mom, talk to her mom, see her mom?
Yes.
How so?
Video chat. Anytime Kristen wanted to video chat, she pretty much video chatted unless I was working.
She had parenting time on Mother's Day. Did she have any other parenting time?
When she came and got her, so that was like every other weekend.
So you never said no. She came.
No, I never told her no, she couldn't come get her.
Why didn't you file for custody then?
I was seeing her. I wasn't really gonna complain about it.
Any domestic violence between you and Kristen Williams?
No.
All right, Mr. Gould, anything else for your client?
No, thank you.
All right, and Ms. Williams, any questions for Mr. Hughes after that?
Nope.
No. All right. Mr. Gould, anything else you wanted to present?
No, we have no further witnesses.
All right, Ms. Williams, did you want to testify?
Yeah, because everything he said was not true.
All right, raise your right hand then. You swear or affirm any testimony you give in this cause to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and tell me what you want me to know.
So to start with, the last time he saw her was not the first weekend of October. It was 2 weekends prior to that because her birthday was September 22nd. And he literally was at her birthday party for less than an hour, barely talked to her at all. Like, that doesn't show me somebody who wants to be a part of her life. Before my mom invited him to that, I hadn't heard from him for like 3 months. I hadn't heard from him since July. When they dropped her back off in July, that is the last time me or my mother heard from him. And as far as her medication goes, she takes a singular pill. She has an inhaler, a steroid inhaler that she takes 2 puffs 4 times a day. 2 puffs twice a day. So 2 puffs in the morning, 2 puffs at night. She has a nose spray that she gets daily. She has an albuterol as needed, which that one is an as needed thing. And she also takes a liquid Claritin every single day, which I've sent him medicine every single time she goes. Her medicine goes with her. And I have picture proof of him not giving it to her, because I got to the point where I counted every single pill that came out of that bottle. Or I took a picture before she left. I took a picture of the medicine before she left, and then I counted it and took a picture of it, but when she came back. Because she comes back and she does nothing but cough and cough and cough. And when I send her, she doesn't do that. When I was sending her, she didn't cough before she went to him. And then all of a sudden she was really bad when she got home. So that's when I decided to start recording the medicine before she went and when she got home.
Anything else?
And she has been going to school. She went to school with me. She started at White at the beginning of the school year before she went with my mother. So she didn't miss 3 weeks of school. She literally started first grade the day that public school started school. She started first grade. And she has told me and my mom both that Emma has told us
No
both
hearsay, Your Honor.
Sustained.
How is it hearsay? I'm talking about the child that we're talking about.
She's not a party to the case. She's certainly an interested party, but the two of you are the parties to the case. So things that you say
Okay, but you
are
asked.
not hearsay. But and just so I'm being fully transparent here, ma'am, you are like I said before, third parties, which include grandparents and other family members, don't have necessarily custodial rights to children in Michigan. Grandparents can get visitation rights, but the Michigan law doesn't really allow the court to grant custody to third parties, including grandparents, unless certain criteria are met. That criteria is pretty extraordinary. You would have to make the parents would actually have to be unwilling or incapable of caring for the child. If that was not necessarily the case, the court would have to find that the parents were unfit to care for the child before the court could actually grant a third party or a grandparent custody in Michigan. So that's kind of an uphill battle you're fighting right there. You would have, for whatever reason, I think you've determined yourself to be incapable of caring for the child by sending her off with somebody else. So
but I have taken care of this child.
Okay, but you're not right now.
Child.
But you're not right now. And so I guess what I would need to hear from you would be some kind of evidence where I could make a determination that Mr. Hughes is unfit. Otherwise, I really have no choice but to grant him custody.
The fact that he doesn't give her medicine is not a factor to you guys?
Well, he testified that he does. It is
and I have picture proof that he doesn't.
I don't see any pictures right here. I don't have any pictures in front of me.
That's because I don't know how to send them to you guys.
You might have that, but I don't know. I mean, and you could manipulate the bottles. I'm not saying you did, but it's somewhat suspect.
I didn't manipulate any bottles. I literally counted the pills.
Okay, but
from the time she left.
But it basically comes down to your word against his, is what I'm saying. And other than that, I mean, he's testified that he's got a good relationship with the child. They do fun stuff together.
They don't have a good relationship.
Made sure that she got to school every day and she did well in school when she was in his care at the end of last school year.
So threatening a boy with a pair of scissors is having a good, stable thing at school?
He threatened somebody with a pair of scissors?
She did.
Okay. Was it addressed?
He yelled at her about it. He didn't talk to her about it.
Were you there?
Yeah,
You saw it?
because I asked her, because she came home, because that was the day, it was one of the weekends that I picked her up from him. And she's like, Mom, I had a bad day at school today. And I was like, why? What'd you do, Emma? And she goes, well, I threatened to stab a boy. I threatened to stab a boy with a pair of scissors. And Jacob was like,
The hearsay objection, Your Honor, still stands.
oh my goodness.
I don't think it's really trying to prove the truth of the matter asserted. She's
Okay.
It certainly is what the child said, but you know, and I mean, kids do things as long as it was addressed by a parent or the parents. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Is if your child does something wrong, you address it. I guess it all begs the question, man, why isn't the child with you? You've got custody. Why do you keep sending her off to live with other people? You sent her off for 6 months to live with dad. Now you've sent her off for the better part of a school year to live with your mom. Why is that? Why can't you take care of her?
Because I was having medical issues myself that I need to take care of myself so I can be alive for my children. Do you all want me to die so that my children don't have a mom?
I didn't say that. I simply asked why the child wasn't living with you. And you've told me now. I didn't make any insinuation that I wanted anything to happen to you. Simply asking questions.
Because I have medical problems that I needed to get figured out. And I'm getting them fixed. I have surgery in 2 days for them. Wait, what is today? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. In 4 days, my bad. And I don't want my children to watch me have to go through this hard situation, because guess what? It takes a lot to fight a medical condition.
All right. So you sent the child to live with Mr. Hughes last school year. Why didn't you have him simply live with Mr. Hughes this school year?
Because he manipulates my child to where she tells me she hates me. She has told me time after time she hates me, and it comes from her dad. That's not okay. I've never told her to ever hate her dad. When she calls him by his name, I correct her and tell her, no, that's your dad.
All right. Mr. Gould, any questions for Ms. Wing?
Just a few, Your Honor. Ma'am, you mentioned that medical issues are why you sent Emma to live with your mother in Florida. Can you explain what those medical issues are?
That's my own personal issues. I'm not telling you all my medical conditions. No.
Can you tell us what surgery you have scheduled in 4 days?
That's my personal business that nobody needs to know but me and my doctors.
So one of the best interest factors that the referee is going to analyze when determining if Jacob should have custody or if you should have custody is the medical conditions that both of you have and whether those would impact your ability to parent Emma. And it sounds like you're testifying that your medical conditions do impact your ability to parent Emma effectively. Is that correct?
No.
So the medical conditions aren't severe enough to send Emma away to Florida?
I sent Emma to Florida because at this point she needed an attitude adjustment because her dad makes her hate me, and I'm not doing it. I shouldn't have to be hated by a child that I do everything for. I do everything for this child.
So you sent her to Florida because of an attitude adjustment, not because of your medical condition.
You are twisting my words. I'm not answering any more of your questions.
You did testify that you heard the discussion about Emma threatening a boy with scissors, correct? Ma'am? Your Honor, can you help me out here?
I'll direct you to answer the questions. If you fail to do so, I guess that's up to you, but it's not going to weigh in your favor and I would make a decision on this matter.
He's twisting all of my words, so what's the point of answering him?
because we're making a record here. If you want your opinion considered, offering your testimony is how you do that.
So, ma'am, again, I'm asking about the incident where Emma threatened the boy with scissors that you had testified to earlier, correct? Remember that?
Yep.
And is it true that you testified that it was on one of the weekends that you picked her up from Jacob's?
Yep.
So Jacob did have Emma for a period of time between January and June.
He did not have her from January until June. No, he did not have her for that whole period of time. No.
He did have her
did
for a
not.
chunk of time then, an extended period of time that allowed you to have weekend visitations, correct?
Yeah, but it was not from January till June. I don't know where they're getting this information.
Okay. And is it true, Jacob had testified earlier that after the 2018 order was entered, that you moved into his parents' house for a period of time? Is that true?
Not as long as he's saying, but yes, I did move in with his mom and his dad.
And then he also testified that you'd moved out and then you moved back into their house a second. Is that also true?
Nope.
Okay. Where are you currently living now?
Still at the same place I was when he dropped Emma Lou off.
That would be your friend Abby's house?
That's my house. Yes, I get mail there.
You say that's your house. Do you own it?
Neither of us own the house. We pay rent.
Okay. How much do you pay in rent?
I pay $550 a month plus my utilities.
Okay. And you are employed now?
Sure am.
Where are you employed at? And how many hours do you work there?
Let's see. This last week I put in the last 2 weeks I put in 93.25 hours.
A lot of hours. So do you work, I think you said at the beginning of this hearing you work third shift?
I just recently moved to third shift, but I'm going to be moving back to my original second shift.
You currently work third shift?
Yes.
Okay. And who would be babysitting Emma while you're at work? Or do you plan on leaving her in Florida?
I have friends and family that are more than willing to take care of my child, who have been a part of her life a lot longer than her dad even has.
Okay. So it's not your intention to leave her in Florida?
I mean, I want her to stay there to finish school. Yes, that is what I want. It's for
all right.
her.
I have no further questions then, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Ma'am, anything else you want to say?
Can we talk to my mother who's been taking care of her for the last 5 months?
You can call her as a witness if you wish.
Sure.
All right. Ms. Ryan, you need to unmute.
Unmute. Yes,
All right.
sir.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give in this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Ms. Williams, you can ask her any questions you have at this time.
Can I refer to her as my mom? Because that's what she is to me.
Fine with me.
Okay. Let's see. Has Emma's attitude been a lot better since she's been in Florida with you?
It has.
Has she been doing good in school?
She is improving.
Does she see a counselor because she has a lot of trauma from her life?
She just started seeing a counselor at school this week.
Has she told you that she doesn't want to go live with her dad?
No, Your Honor, hearsay.
That would be a hearsay statement, so I would sustain that objection.
I don't know.
Yep.
Am I allowed?
No.
Your Honor, am I allowed to answer that question or no?
Now, is there any way you could go inside? That wind is creating a lot of interference.
I really can't. I'm at work and we're at a park right now, so
All right.
I'll try to go somewhere better.
All right.
But go ahead. I can still talk and walk and
Before, let's put it this way, before the court hearing for my show cause, how many times did Jacob communicate with Emma?
maybe called her 3 times before the court was brought into the whole situation.
How many times do I talk to Emma?
Almost every day.
I don't even know what else to ask because I'm so like.
If anyone else would like to question me, it's fine.
All right, Mr. Gould, any questions?
Sure. Ma'am, you're living in Florida now, but do you still have a house in Michigan, or did you live in Michigan at some point?
Yeah, we still have a house there.
Okay, and so why are you living in Florida and not in Michigan right now?
I'm a snowbird. I come down here for the winters and come up there for the summers.
Okay, so you still have your house in Michigan?
Absolutely.
And is there a reason that Kristen can't live at that house?
Nobody's living at that house. We shut it down.
Gotcha.
There's no heat, no water. We closed it all down.
Sure. When would you? How did it come about that Emma was going to live with you down in Florida? Or I guess my question is, when you were discussing that, was there ever an idea that you would stay in Michigan so that Emma could stay in Michigan? So maybe Emma would live with you, but it would be in Michigan?
I have a job down here that I had to come down to.
Okay.
I work here and I work there.
So you had there was no, you had to move to Florida for your job.
Well, it's not a have to. It was a choice, but
Sure.
I have employment in both places.
Okay, that's fine.
So it was for work. I come down here for work.
Right. But I just wondered if there had been any discussion about you staying in Michigan with Emma with you versus going to Florida. But there wasn't too much of a choice because of your employment.
Absolutely, right. Okay.
And then I know Ms. Williams doesn't want to testify, but do you know what her medical issues are as to why why you couldn't take care of Emma during this school year? I have no further questions. Thank you.
Yep.
Ma'am, do you have any legal documents that substantiate the child being in your care?
Kristen filled out a power of attorney paper and we had that notarized.
Okay.
And that paper was good for like 6 months.
All right. And that was sufficient for enrolling the child in school?
Absolutely. It was school, it was medical, it was everything except name change and marriage, I believe.
Okay. Did the school ask if the child had another parent who had rights?
I can't recall. I do know I gave them that paper when I enrolled her in school down here.
They didn't ask about dad though? So does she have a dad? Or
No.
does he agree?
No.
There's only one signature on the power of attorney, I'm assuming.
No, his signature wasn't on the power of attorney because Kristen had sole custody. So, I don't know, I guess misunderstanding on our part on how it all works.
Yeah. Well, it's created quite a situation.
Yeah.
It's created kind of a bad situation because, I'm faced with
Um,
having to decide custody between two parents. Unless, like I said, I can find that they're both unwilling or incapable of caring for the child or unfit. And it appears that Ms. Williams might be incapable of caring for the child at this immediate point.
I've never
but
been
I'm not
incapable
finding-
of taking care of my child.
Well, you sent her off to live with somebody else 2 straight years now. So that shows some incapability of caring for her for whatever reason. But I'm finding that Mr. Hughes is not unwilling to care for her. He doesn't appear to be incapable of caring for her. In fact, he did for maybe not 6 months at the beginning of last year, but for some substantial period of time. And he's not unfit. So I really can't decide third party custody at this point. The law doesn't allow me to. So,
Your Honor, may I speak? His mother took care of Emma 90% of the time.
Your Honor, if she's going to testify to that, I'd ask for a foundation.
Yeah, you need some foundation for that, or some evidence to back it up. I mean, you're probably talking about something you heard from another person. You didn't live in a house with them, so you don't know that for a fact.
If you need me to,
he stated himself that he worked from 3:30 in the afternoon until 11 at night. Well, that's when Emma was home.
Okay. It doesn't mean he's unfit. He's
I never said he was unfit.
And she also wasn't in school at that point, so he was home with her during the day.
And
yes, she was. How was she not in school? If he
provides other capable care for the child, that's no different than Ms. Williams. She said that she worked third shift, but she had other people that that could watch the child if she needed.
Because my child would be sleeping.
That's what you do when you work.
When I go to work, my child would be sleeping.
Okay. Ms. Williams, any other witnesses you wanted to present?
Not at this moment, but I want to say right now that clearly you guys aren't taking into the consideration that when she went down there, he didn't contact her for only 4 times. I literally call my daughter almost every single day. There might be a day here and there that I don't contact her because I'm tired, because I work all the time, but I still make an effort to call my daughter. And even when on most days I talk to her 4 or 5 times a day, I still make an effort to talk to my child every single day.
It sounds more and more like it's more work and the attitude adjustment than any medical condition that led to the child living with your mother, though.
No, it's
not. Well, okay. Mr. Gold, anything else you want to present?
No, thank you.
Any closing arguments?
Your Honor, I think it's clear that in this instance, for whatever reason, whether it's medical, whether it's work, whether it's an attitude adjustment, or for whatever reason, mother is not capable of caring for the child at this time. She also wasn't able to care for the child at the beginning of 2022. Dad was able to step up at that time, took care of her. He made sure that schooling was taken care of. He made sure that the medical was taken care of. And he's simply asking that if mom is not able to care for the child, custody revert to him so that he's happy to abide by any parenting time schedule. I think mother should have visits. I don't know that they need to be supervised at this point. But I would say that the standard schedule, alternating weekends, Emma needs to come back to Michigan so she can see both of her parents and she can thrive in what she's already familiar with. She can live at the home with father and his girlfriend, who she's also familiar with. There's no indication on the record, or there's no substantial evidence that would show that he has been unfit to care for her during those time periods. She argues that she calls her child every day and dad does not. She's the one that sent the child to Florida because she's not able to take care of him or take care of Emma. Dad is able to take care of her.
But dad doesn't call her. Dad doesn't make an effort to even see her.
We would ask.
None of you understand.
I'll give you a chance to make your closing argument. Just be quiet for a minute.
As far as the contempt show cause, Your Honor, we're not looking for any substantial like fine or anything like that. I think the matter was we wanted Emma returned to Michigan so that father can continue to see her in some capacity. So like I said, no fine, but I wouldn't mind if on the record she was found in contempt for violating the court order, but our end goal is a change in custody.
Ms. Williams, any closing arguments you want to make?
None of you, like, I don't know why none of you see that before she even went to Florida, he didn't see her for 3 months. And now all of a sudden, because she went to Florida, now he wants to play dad again. Like, how is that fair to this child? You're gonna make her come home and be what? Sad, depressed, angry because she has to come home? She's thriving in a school. She's doing what she needs to do. And now all of a sudden we're going to rip her yet again from another school. Because I hate to say it, this child should not be in first grade. There's no way she should be in first grade, because I don't know how they passed her from kindergarten.
Anything else?
No.
All right. I'm gonna take some time here and review my notes, and I'm not going to turn off the Zoom, but I'll stop the live stream and go off the record at this. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Gould, on behalf of his client, filed a motion regarding custody, parenting time, and support. Also, a show cause was filed. The law is somewhat unclear, I guess, on the necessity for court's permission to change the domicile of the child when one parent has sole legal custody. That's certainly true that permission is not required to move more than 100 miles in Michigan, which normally it is required if one party wants to change the child's legal residence with joint legal custody. Case law is a little bit less clear on whether that same permission is needed or not to move the domicile out of state. I guess based on what I'm about to order as far as custody is concerned, I don't know that the determination on the show cause is absolutely necessary. So I'm going to dismiss the show cause. As far as custody goes, the way a custody motion works is that the motion is filed. Court has to make an initial determination on whether there's a change in circumstances or proper cause to consider the motion. And the judge heard at least some initial statements on December 12th regarding the motion. And in setting it for further proceedings, I assume that she was of the opinion that there was a change in circumstances or proper cause to consider the motion. Whether that was specifically articulated or not, I don't know. But at this point, I will make a finding that there is proper cause to consider the motion because the child's not living with either parent at this time. So that then shifts the focus to whether there's an established custodial environment with either parent, and be determined at this time that there really isn't. The child has lived here and there for, it sounds like, a lot of her life. She lived up until 2018 or 2016, the case was filed, and there was an order entered as we've gone over through testimony in 2017 and then in 2018, granting custody and parenting time. But then the parties resided together under some arrangement for the better part of a couple of years over the next 3, from 2018 to 2021, give or take. Then it sounds like mom moved out of the dad's house, or the dad, his house with his parents, and lived on her own for some period of time. But then the child went back and lived with dad from sometime around a year ago until around the end of the school year. Dates are somewhat foggy because the parties are not in agreement on those dates, but for some period of time anyway. And then the child went back with mom, it sounds like, for the summer, maybe a few weeks at the beginning of the school year. But then the child's with the grandmother, and really a custodial environment has to be established over time. And the child hasn't had a significant length of time with anybody really to establish a custodial environment at this point. I guess I will state that probably the most stability that she's had, it sounds like, for those 6 months or so with Mr. Hughes over the last few years. So as far as the two parents are concerned. I'm not sure about the situation with grandma right now. Maybe it may be just fine. However, as I've indicated, this is not decided between a third party and a parent. This is decided between the parents. And I don't even get to the point where I can consider third parties for custody, as I've stated, unless either parent is determined to be incapable of or unwilling to raise a child, or both parents are considered to be unfit. And I'm not making that finding at this time. So at this point, the child custody factors would be analyzed by preponderance of evidence. The testimony, and Ms. Williams was given ample opportunity to present any testimony she wanted. Her testimony didn't necessarily consist of a lot of things that could be plugged into the 12 child custody factors. Mr. Hughes did. So the first factor comes down to essentially a bond between the parent and the child, whether who the child's bonded with, who the child goes to with problems, does a parent relate to a child, things like that. Specifically, the law says the love, affection, and other emotional ties existing between the parties involved and the child. And Mr. Hughes testified about his relationship with the child, the fact that they do things together. They go to, they play outside, they ride the quad, they go to the trampoline park, they go on trips together, they go to the lake, he reads books to her, he prepares cereal and the school lunch, or the lunches at school, but dinner's prepared for her. And I would find him in favor on that factor. The second is the capacity and disposition of the parties involved to give a child love, affection, and guidance, and continue raising the child in the child's original and to continue educating the child. It appears that I don't know where the child really went to school from for the fall of 21 or the fall of 22 up until she moved in with her grandmother, but it sounds like he provided schooling for the child for the second semester anyway of the last school year. When the child was residing with him, it sounds like there was some issue with the threat. It sounds like that was dealt with. He noted some behavior issues, so he made himself a presence in the child's school. He said that improved things. He said at home she was just fine. And for those reasons, I would find him in favor on factor 2. Factor 3 is the capacity and disposition of the parties to provide the child with food, clothing, medical care, and other care recognized under the laws of the state. Mr. Hughes testified that the child has food and clothing in his care, and those necessities aren't in question. And I would find him in favor on that factor. The next factor is the length of time the child has lived in a stable, satisfactory environment. As I've indicated, the child appears to have moved around a fair amount, and hopefully that's not going to become a problem as time goes on or in the future. It sounds like Dad was really ready, willing, and able a year ago to provide care for the child on an extended basis. It sounds like it doesn't sound like the mom, Ms. Williams, is really capable of raising the child on a consistent basis. Child was with both of them, then with mom for a short period of time, then with Dad for 4 or 5, 6 months, then with mom for the summer, and now with grandma for what was presumed was going to be the school year. So it doesn't sound like Ms. Williams really has the either the capability or the interest to provide long-term care for this child, and I find in favor of the father on that factor. Fifth factor is the permanence of a family unit in either home. It sounds like Ms. Williams lives with a friend and Mr. Hughes lives with his girlfriend. So that factor is not really relevant, I guess. The moral fitness of the parties involved. I didn't hear anything that would cause me to believe that either of them were immoral or that they had a criminal record or abuse neglect record that would affect their ability to parent. So I wouldn't consider that factor. Mental and physical health of the parties involved. I heard 3 different reasons why Ms. Williams was not able to raise the child on a steady and consistent basis. I heard she works too much, that the child needed an attitude adjustment, and that she had health issues. So that would certainly impact that factor. And really her mental health, I guess. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Her behavior on the record was a little bit out of the ordinary, and her testimony or statements consisted mostly of yelling and not really just calmly and coolly presenting evidence. And so I'm not really 100% sure what's going on there, but certainly it appears that that there might be some issues going on, and I would find in favor of Mr. Hughes on that factor. Child's homeschool and community record. I didn't hear a whole lot about the home, school, or community record from Ms. Williams. Mr. Hughes, however, testified that the child did well in school when with him. She was recommended to be passed on to the next grade. I don't. Guess it would have been nice to see some attendance records for that period of time to establish really the exact date she was in his care. I didn't have that to consider, but I guess she was in kindergarten then and she's in first grade now, so it must have been a recommendation that she move on. So I'd find in favor of Mr. Hughes on that factor. Next factor is a child's preference, and I don't know what the child would tell me. She might say she wants to live with grandma. She might say mom. She might say dad. Really, it's not going to be relevant at this point. And I don't like to say that because I think kids should have a chance to have some input in these things, even though it's not usually enough to overcome substantial amounts of evidence to the contrary. But I guess I'm assuming that the only real options here are between Ms. Ratton and Mr. Hughes, and that Ms. Williams' house isn't really an option. So, you know, that for the reasons I've stated regarding third-party custody, I guess the child's preference or in-camera child interview isn't really necessary. So that's not going to be considered at this point. The next factor is, it's a long one, but it comes down to the ability of the parents to co-parent. And it sounds like when left to their own devices, they co-parent okay. I mean, mom was having an issue. She needed to lean on dad for a place to live for a while. And he moved her in. It's his parents' house, but he moved her in for a couple different periods of time, it sounds like. And then mom needed help with the child at the beginning of last year. And dad stepped up and he took the child under his wing and provided care for her for the rest of the school year. And then when mom wanted her back, he gave her back. And they saw the child for whatever periods of time in the meantime. And the child was with the other parent. So it sounds like they can co-parent when they have specific operating instructions, maybe. But then this issue with the child being sent off to Florida through a monkey wrench and things. And so I'll find the parties equal on that factor. The next factor was domestic violence. It didn't appear there was none testified to anyway, so that factor wouldn't be considered. Any other factor that the court feels is relevant, certainly the child being moved off to live in Florida is relevant with a third party over the objection of the parent who was the father. He has not agreed to that. He's not been found to be unfit, so his opinion has to be considered. And an order can't be entered contrary to that opinion unless the court were to make that unfitness finding over his objection. And I said 3 times now, I think I'm not making that finding. So at this point, Mr. Hughes would be granted sole physical custody of the child. The parties would be granted joint legal custody of the child. The child would be returned back to Michigan and in Mr. Hughes' care. Ms. Williams, to the extent she's able, will be afforded reasonable parenting time pursuant to front of the court reasonable parenting time policy. And I need some more information to determine a child support obligation here. Sir, you said you make what per hour?
Like, I want to say.
All right, you work 40 hours a week?
Yes.
Do you have any other minor children besides this child?
Yes, I have a son that lives in the UP.
How old is he?
7.
All right. Mom has reasonable parenting time. You'd have 263 overnight. She would have 102. Who's typically claimed this child for a dependent on tax time?
I have, but I've always given Kristen most of that money for having me claim her.
No, you do not. Don't even lie.
I'm not.
Well, if an order doesn't determine it, then it would be the party who has the child the majority of the time would be the party who would claim the child. So I'm going to put that in dad's column. He had the child for 6 months of last year.
No, my mom
Got
should claim
custody
her.
going forward.
No, my mom should claim her.
No, your mom's not going to claim her. Mr. Hughes is going to claim her. He's the parent. He had the child for the first 5-6 months of the year.
No, he didn't.
Then you had the
my
child for some
God.
period of time.
Listen.
Your Honor, could I say something just real
No,
quick?
no,
My phone's
no,
gonna die. I just need real quick, just my phone's about to die. Is there any way we can wait till the end of the school year to send her back to Michigan so she doesn't have to change schools again?
No, she shouldn't have been, it shouldn't have been changed down there in the first place. I guess if Mr. Hughes agrees to that, that's fine, but I'm getting the idea that he doesn't, so that's.
And he better figure out a way to bring her home.
Ma'am, how much do you make in your position at your work? Where do you work? How many hours a week?
Between 32 and 40.
You have minor children. How many minor children do you have in addition to this child?
3.
3 total or 3 more?
3 more.
And do you claim those children for tax purposes?
We split years between my younger 2, and then my son's dad claims him.
And sir, do you claim your son or not?
No, his mom does.
He doesn't even see his son.
Either of you have health insurance on the child?
He has Medicaid.
Florida Medicaid at the moment.
Cute child support real quick. All right, utilizing the incomes provided in the overnights effective January 1st, Ms. Williams would be ordered to pay $213 a month support, 15 ordinary medical, total of $228 per month. And Mr. Hughes' support would be set to 0, obviously, at that time. He'd be the recipient of support. Child's to be turned over to Mr. Hughes within 7 days. Anything
He's
further
gonna
today?
have to. He's
What's
gonna
that?
have to find a way to come get her, Your Honor. My husband and I both work full time. I've got no way to bring her back.
Are you able to meet halfway?
It would depend on the time. I've got, I get like 3 days off and then I go back to another job.
A weekend? My client's available to drive on the weekend.
My weekends are when I work. I work for a food vendor. We work at art festivals.
Your husband as well?
I guess we can try to figure something out. Like I said, my battery is really going to die. You guys are probably going to lose me any second. But go ahead, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just don't have a way to bring her totally back to Michigan.
I get that. I mean, a situation has been created here against Mr. Hughes' interest, and to require him to drop everything to travel to Florida to pick up a child that shouldn't have been there in the first place,
He
at
did.
least not for this long. He addressed this right off the bat. He filed his first paperwork back in the beginning of November, as soon as this whole deal went down. He should have been the one who was asked.
But he didn't contact his daughter. He may have contacted the courts, but at that time he was not in contact with his daughter.
Okay.
But regardless, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You.
So whatever's easiest on him, Mr. Hughes, what's the quickest you can maybe meet halfway to pick the child up or go get the child?
Meet halfway tomorrow.
I can't do it tomorrow.
It's gotta be a weekend because I work Monday through Friday.
Well, I'm at work right now until Monday.
I mean, I can talk to my boss and see if I can take a couple days off to drive halfway down there, but that's me losing money.
Ms. Williams, what about you? I mean, you're kind of responsible for creating this whole situation. What can you do to help get the child back sooner rather than later?
I have no way to go get her. My car's not going to make it to Florida. There's no way.
Your Honor, we were brainstorming. Maybe my
she's
client
not
is willing to
flying-
fly down to Florida and
she's-
pick up Emma and bring back, but there's the cost of the plane ticket is the
She's not flying from Florida back home by herself. No.
right.
He
I
said
suggested
he would fly down there and
pick
get
her
it.
up.
Well, I can't upfront money for him to fly to Florida because I pay $325 in child support on my son, and now you want me to pay him $215 a month? Like, that leaves me with nothing to support my other children at all.
Mhm.
But nobody cares that,
All right, so Mr. Hughes is going to fly down and get the child. Ms. Ratton, he'll let you know when he's going to be there and what time to have the child available for him. Ms. Williams will repay the amount that it costs for those flights within 6 months.
I don't think she should have to pay it all.
no, I'm not.
Okay, well, if a contempt proceeding is filed as a result of that, then we'll have a hearing on that. But at this point, that would be the order. Is there anything further for today?
Just to be clear, Your Honor, when you said that Dad can claim Emma on the 2022 taxes, is that going to be written in the order?
Yes.
And I'm not terribly familiar with the Nuevo schedule. When would Mother's first weekend visit be?
It'll be this weekend, so more than likely 2 weeks from now, every other weekend.
All right, I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
All right, we're all set.
This case serves as a powerful reminder of a fundamental legal principle. Legal custody and physical domicile are not suggestions. The primary legal mistake made here, often seen in pro se or sovereign citizen adjacent arguments, is the belief that a custodial parent has the absolute right to delegate their parental authority to a third party, like a grandmother, or move a child out of state without court approval or the other parent's consent. The judge's reasoning was clear and grounded in the best interests of the child doctrine. He highlighted that parental rights are constitutional. A parent cannot be bypassed simply because the other parent finds it convenient to move the child. In the eyes of the law, unless a parent is proven unfit, they have a superior right to custody over any third party, including grandparents. Many people fall for internet legal myths suggesting that sole custody means total control. But as this judge demonstrated, the court retains ultimate jurisdiction over the child's residence. The takeaway is simple. The legal system prioritizes stability and the rights of both biological parents. Navigating the law requires following formal procedures, not making unilateral decisions that ignore the court's existing orders.